Vacation and sick time are incredibly important benefits. We know that MCW employees value these significant parts of our benefits package. You need time off to be with friends and family. You need to be able to take your child to the doctor, be with a loved one when they go through a medical event, and tend to your own health and wellness. And you need to know when you're away from work, for whatever reason, that your income is protected. This benefit provides important peace of mind to our employees. We've been considering how best to change our vacation and sick time policy in order to align with an executive order signed into law on Labor Day 2015. Through feedback you shared with us in the Employee Engagement Survey and input from leadership, it was clear that we needed to provide you with the most flexible, useful time off benefits possible, while also being good stewards of MCW. So when we began to consider changing this benefit, we knew we would need to consider deeply our obligation to our employees as well as this institution. In the next few minutes, we'll share some positive adjustments that have been made to vacation and sick pay and other time off policies, which will go into effect on January 1st, 2017. Taking time away from work to take a vacation, to relax at home, or for any other reason is necessary for all of us. That's why we're so excited to share that employees at every level will be receiving more vacation time by at least 2 days and up to 7 days, depending on your position and years of service. And you can continue to carry over up to 1 year's vacation accrual. Additionally, we're shifting floating holidays into vacation time for your ease of use. Furthermore, we've also added several service levels, so you will accrue more vacation time faster the longer you stay. Finally, for new non-exempt employees, there is no longer a waiting period to use vacation days. Once accrued, you can request vacation time. Sarah is an exempt employee who has been with MCW for 6 years. Sarah received 17 vacation days last year in her 5th year. Those 17 days included her 2 floating holidays. Now, in her 6th year, she'll receive 24 vacation days. Sarah was directly impacted by the addition of a new tier. Under the old plan, she would have had to wait another 4 years to see an increase in her vacation accrual. Mark, on the other hand, is in his first year at MCW as a non-exempt employee. In his first year, Mark had 12 vacation days, which included 2 floating holidays. Now, he will have 15 vacation days, which means he has an additional 3 vacation days. While our vacation changes are straightforward, our sick changes are a bit more complex. On Labor Day of 2015, President Obama signed Executive Order 13706. Among other things, this order stipulated that federal contractors provide employees with 56 hours of sick time. At MCW, the capped annual sick time is 192 hours. In order to align our sick time with this executive order, beginning on January 1st, 2017, the maximum accrual for all employees will be capped at 56 hours. We know this change is significant, but we first want to assure you that you will not lose any of the hours that you have already accrued. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Although this is a reduction from the current 192 hours, our analysis shows that 56 hours is adequate for the majority of staff, and it still provides more than twice the sick hours used by workers on average nationally. As you can see here, use of sick time at MCW is significant. While 74% of our employees currently use under the new 56-hour cap, 26% of our employees average more than 3 weeks of sick time each year, well beyond the national average and the new cap. For employees who have hours beyond the new 56-hour cap in your bank, those hours will be moved to your new MCW Reserve Sick Bank. However, if you have unused sick hours in your sick bank, up to 56 hours will be moved to the new bank in 2017, and the remainder will be added to an MCW Reserve Sick Bank. You can use your reserve sick bank hours for approved medical leaves of absence. They will not expire, and you can use them up, but additional hours cannot be accrued. For Sarah, who has been at MCW for 6 years, she currently has the maximum of 192 hours in her sick bank. On January 1st, 2017, 56 of those hours will be moved into her new sick bank. The other 136 will be moved to Sarah's MCW Reserve Sick Bank for use during approved leaves. Mark has been at MCW for only about a year and currently only has 64 hours. He will receive 8 hours in his new reserve sick bank and 56 will be moved into the new bank. Employees with 56 or less hours on January 1st, 2017 will not have an MCW reserve sick bank. The reserve sick bank gives employees flexibility with how they use banked hours, not to mention another way to protect their income when they need to be away from the office for medical leaves. To better support our employees, we're providing a renewable short-term disability plan with a shorter waiting period. We've reduced the elimination period for short-term disability insurance from 30 days to only 7 days, meaning you no longer have to wait a month to receive short-term disability insurance benefits. Your paycheck is protected much sooner. We made this investment to help our employees who need to go on an approved leave and protect their income. Additionally, before this change, you could not supplement STD hours with sick and vacation hours. Now you can, which allows you to receive your full salary during a leave of absence. Sarah has planned maternity leave, which is a 12-week leave of absence, 6 of which make up the approved disability determination. Here, you can see how that time off would have been paid under the new plan and under the old plan. After 7 days off, STD will begin paying 60% of Sarah's salary. Under the previous plan, Sarah would have exhausted an additional 3 weeks of sick and/or vacation time before STD payments began. For weeks 2 through 6, she will be able to substitute in hours from her vacation, sick, and reserve sick bank to receive her full salary. In other words, each week off, STD would pay for 3 of those days, or 60%, and 2 of those days would be funded through available banks. Under the previous plan, there was no substitution allowed, so Sarah would only get 60% of her pay. This is a big change, a significant investment for MCW, and win for our employees. Finally, in both scenarios, after 6 weeks, 100% of that time off will come from Sarah's available banks or be unpaid. In other words, under our new policy, for an approved leave, Sarah receives STD pay sooner and utilizes less of her accrued banked time off. Mark needs back surgery. He received an 8-week disability determination. Therefore, the first 7 days Mark is off will be paid 100% from his vacation and sick time. But after that, for the next 7 weeks, STD will pay 60% and the other 40% will be paid out of Mark's available banks. Again, please note, under the previous plan, after the 30-day elimination, Mark would have only gotten 60% of his pay and was unable to substitute in hours of vacation, sick, and reserve sick. Under the new plan, he will be paid in full during that time until he exhausts his banks. Finally, we've made a small change as it pertains to payouts when an employee leaves MCW. To receive a vacation payout, employees must provide proper notice. 4 weeks for exempt, 2 weeks for non-exempt. Employees with less than 10 years of service can receive a maximum payout up to 3 weeks. Employees between 10 and 20 years of service can receive a maximum payout up to 4 weeks. Employees with 20 plus years of service can receive up to annual accrual maximum. For both Mark and Sarah, leaving MCW at this point and providing the proper notice would result in up to a 3 weeks payout from their vacation bank. There has never been a payout for our sick banks, but employees returning to MCW within a 12-month time period will see their new sick bank reinstated up to 56 hours, as the executive order requires. MCW reserve sick bank hours will not be reinstated if an employee leaves employment and returns. By reducing sick time and increasing vacation time, the end result is that employees get more time off to refresh and recharge. And that's something you've told us is important to you. It also offers some relief to departments that may be saddled with excessive sick time absences, which we know can adversely impact all employees. We believe these changes to sick time and vacation time are a win for our employees and a win for the institution. They provide more time off, better coverage, and more flexibility when an employee needs to go on medical leave, and relief to departments who are negatively impacted by the overuse of sick time. It's all part of our commitment to providing great benefits to you, providing you the time off that you need, and being good stewards of MCW. It is your work that has grown MCW into a nationally recognized leader in patient services, education, research, and community engagement. Thank you.